So, no word so far from North Korea on today's missile launch, but the regime's state-run media has reported that Kim Jong-un oversaw a special forces exercise simulating an invasion of South Korean border islands. It took place on Friday, the day the regime celebrated its 57th anniversary of the Songun, or military first ideology. You're looking at pictures of the drills there. The exercises included land, sea and air units attacking a target, simulating the South Korean border islands of Baekneung-do and Yeonpyeong-do. Kim is said to have been satisfied with the drills and called on the forces to be ready to occupy Seoul and South Korea in one go. North Korea did in fact shell Yeonpyeong-do in 2010, killing 4 South Koreans, which led to Seoul significantly increasing its military presence in the area.
North Korea, the regime fired 3 short-range ballistic missiles into the East Sea in the early hours of this morning. It's the first time Pyongyang has lobbed missiles into the sea in weeks, but it sends another message to the international community that North Korea has no intention of scaling back its weapons programs.
We start with yet more belligerent behavior by North Korea. The regime fired 3 missiles into the East Sea in the early hours of this morning. It's currently unclear whether they were ballistic missiles or not, but it's still being seen as another provocation. It's the latest message to the international community that North Korea has no intention of scaling back its weapons programs. Kwon Jang-ho starts us off.
At 6:49 a.m. South Korea time, the first of 3 missile launches were detected. The latter 2 were fired within the next half an hour. According to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, they were fired from Gitdaeryong in the eastern part of Gangwon-do province, flying some 250 kilometers into the East Sea. Seoul has said it believes the projectiles to be 300mm artillery rockets fired from a multiple rocket launcher. However, the US Pacific Command says its assessment indicates they were short-range ballistic missiles, adding that the second missile exploded almost immediately after launch. The launches are being interpreted as a protest against the joint South Korea-US military drills called the Ulchi Freedom Guardian, which began this week. Pyongyang labels the exercises as a provocative rehearsal for an invasion, while South Korea and the US insist they're purely defensive in nature. President Moon Jae-in convened a National Security Council meeting in the morning where they vowed not to be rattled by the latest provocations and proceed more thoroughly with the drills. This latest missile provocation comes after 2 successful ICBM launches last month. Since then, new UN sanctions have been imposed, and a war of words between US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un escalated, with the US territory of Guam threatened and the international community on edge. However, after weeks of no missile activity from North Korea, the US had started to express hope that perhaps the regime was starting to back down. On Tuesday, US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said he was pleased to see the regime had demonstrated some level of restraint, while President Trump said he respected Kim Jong-un was starting to respect the US. Saturday's launch could be seen as a rejection of that claim.